All right, Taurus or Taurus cross watcher. Oh, now it's clear. Really? Sorry, I'm gonna explain why I just said that. Let's set the timer. I went to start the phone, okay? And I clear my videos when I'm done with them, when I upload them, but it was showing that I don't have a lot of space. Just doing your video. And I'm like, no, I know that I have space because I've cleared my phone. So I don't really know what that's about and what just happened there, but I think I'm getting it. I think I know what it's for. And I don't want to bring up any type of sore subject here. I don't want to get anybody too emotional. I do feel that even my voice has changed in yours. It feels even more calmer, and I don't know. I feel you very deeply here, Taurus or cross watcher. You can reverse this whole message if you need to. Wow, my whole entire voice has completely changed. Like, I can't help it. I just feel... I think some of you have really cried over an individual here. I mean, don't we all cry? But not like this. Not like you cried about this person. So whoever this is, I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to explain what I'm getting for you, and here's the only way I know how. I had to write it. I had to write it. And it's sloppy because I had to get it out of my head in order to... It was just coming at me. And I don't know who this is writing this to you, but I'm thinking this is someone that you have never been with. Probably someone you've never given your heart to. Maybe someone who wanted you to give your heart to them. Or this will be in the future, someone will want you to. I don't know what timeline you're on. The only reason I say that is because of how the letter that I wrote you is written, how it's laid out. So let's get into it. Excuse me, by the way, for any pauses or stumbling over my words. I literally just wrote this. It's super sloppy, you saw it, and I'm just going to read what I wrote. So yeah, here we go. I know that someone took you for granted. I know that you put your all into a relationship and that the efforts were uneven. I know that you depleted yourself for the sake of love. I know that you put them above yourself at times. I know things weren't great on your part always, also, but I do know that you took accountability for the part you played. However you acted, whatever you said, I know that you tried. I know you went against your family and friends to keep them. I know you had opportunities to be with other people and you still chose them. I know it hurts when you love someone so deeply, but the love is not returned equally. I also know it hurts when they're able to give the same love they slighted you on to another. I know they pointed out your flaws all the time. I know they said they were working on their own. I also know their actions have shown you otherwise. I know they drove a wedge between you and your friends and family. I know they used emotions and time to manipulate you. I know they used a child to control you. I know you never wanted to lose them. That's really deep. I don't even know what to say. And we're still good on time. I thought that it would show me that I only have so much memory left on my phone, you know, and that I wouldn't be able to keep going forward here, and I'm stumbling over my words. I think that's just symbolic here of you have found it very difficult at times to move on from someone, even if you think that you are ready, even if you've tried. You know, when you love somebody, you really love somebody. And your love was genuine with this person. And I know that it's very difficult to just let that go and all that time go and what the two of you shared. And I wish that I could like cloak you in a way or put my arms around you and maybe sit with you for a minute and say, What is it that you really want out of this life? What is it that you really want? There were so many times, Taurus or Crosswatcher, that I thought, you know, I really had to have a specific person. Like, I feel like throwing up right now. Like, I know for a fact whoever is watching this video, I don't care how long it's been between or whatever, that you and a specific individual, you know who it is. It's the one on your mind right now. Since it hasn't worked out, or since they've treated you a certain way, or since things, you know, whatever, could still be current. Could be something that's been happened like years ago now, but it's still heavy on your heart because you were all in, or it's current and you are all in, and it's just very disappointing and upsetting. And I don't want to like honestly, I didn't want to talk about this. I wanted to talk about something else, and I tried to avoid it, but I don't think I can. Anyway, just so I can connect with you here for a minute, I really thought the same things about people in my life, certain people more than others. And sometimes you get to a place where you're like, I just don't want to focus on that anymore. I had to get to the point where I was tired of focusing on love so much. Like, I was just tired of it. On external love, love outside of me. I had to learn to focus on me as much as I was focused on having a partner, you know, to get through this life with. I don't know where you are on your journey right now, is kind of what I want to say. I don't know where you are on your journey. We're all different, you know, so maybe you've already made it through this if you're watching. But if you haven't, and it still hurts you really badly, I guess my question to you would be, do you think that it would be possible, even just to try for a little bit, to love yourself and be loyal to yourself the way that you have been to this person? And to not think just for a moment about any trust issues, to not even think about romantic love at all. Not at all. When is it coming? Who is it really? Will my person show me how they feel? Will they wake up? Will they come to their senses? Who and whatever and wherever. What if for a moment we just focused on you? I feel like you deserve it after all the time you've spent focusing elsewhere. You know, and that can be difficult too. I want to be understanding here because I'm going to speak of a Taurus I know. I know a Taurus once whom went for a very long time in their life single. The majority of their early adulthood was, well, single as in unmarried and didn't have a family of their own or anything like that. And then this Taurus fell in love, like all the way in love, yes, and was not at all treated fairly. Learned lessons, but just still, you know, wasn't treated fairly, was lied to, betrayed. And then I think one of the worst things is whenever someone does you like that and then they don't really feel bad about it. They feel as if you drove them to it. They try to turn the tables. It's crazy. So anyway, I can understand that, you know, I can understand why it's hard to let that go, you know, because it's not like a person here, for some of you, it's not like a person hasn't been alone, hasn't been single. Someone here may have been single for a long time. And then it's like when you do love, or when you do give your all and really, you know, or when you do give your all again, maybe you've been in love before and you were like, never again. And then you do it again and it happens again. So it's like, I just wonder, is it time that we just be in the now and not think about the ex for a minute? Some of you aren't. And this could be reversed, I guess. Or how wrong you were done. Or even the current person who, you know, Yeah, you love them. I can definitely tell you love somebody. I can tell that you love them. I can feel it. I mean, I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it. But I'm very tense and I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm literally on the edge of my seat. My shoulders hurt. I feel unwell. And I'm not unwell, but I feel it. My hair, I just noticed, was on this pin. It's gone now, but it was. Someone could even be losing sleep, losing hair. I mean, like even having like thyroid issues. The cortisol? Stress here is has been crazy. Weight gain, weight loss. Yeah, let me look this up. Is it high cortisol levels? Mm-hmm. Maybe even gaining weight up here, like getting a lump up here in the neck, or feeling like there's like it says like something to do with weight up here. A fatty hump between the shoulders, a more rounded face. It says stress can cause it. Stress. Now, several things can cause it, but stress can be a huge factor here. And I'm just wondering whoever I'm picking up on, like, and then I'm picking up on whoever wrote the message for you. It's like someone here. It's either your guides, your ancestors, someone in your family, someone who really, really loves you, or quite literally like your creator or the universe, whoever you believe in, saying, we have someone for you, but right now we want you to focus on you. You've done a lot for your family. You've done a lot for this person's family. You've done a lot for everybody. And I want you to take care of you now. But I've already taken care of me. But what am I if I can't share it with someone and it's like, you're everything. That's what you are. Yeah, you are. You've worked very hard as well. Some of you, you've worked very hard. And that's stressful. You've worked hard to be able to provide for those that you love, to be responsible. There's so much tension around you, Taurus or Cross Watcher. I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of tension. I just, something to do with hot stones. I feel like just laying you down and telling you, hold there, let me go get the masseuse. You just wait right there, and then like you need a massage or something, like some sort of physical release or yoga or like a break. You need a fucking break is what you need, from love, from people, from work, something. You need some sort of break here. And yeah, I think that you do have somebody here, whether you know who they are and they're just saying, hey, I understand you, but like open your heart to me. But they understand why you haven't yet, or if you can't, why. They understand why you aren't jumping to get married, why you aren't jumping to move in together, whatever the story is, why you aren't jumping to have children. Like, they get it, vice versa, but they're just kind of like, yes, I get it, but like, where do we go from here? Are you always going to be this way? Like, I understand, but I need to just kind of know. And also, I'm in love with you. Like, you know, I don't know, someone's like hurting over you being, they feel at least, maybe you're not, but they feel at least that possibly you're still kind of letting something that's happening right now, or letting something that's already happened, depending on your timeline, control you. Control your trust, at least, and where you, and like your steps forward because of how someone's done you, or how they're currently doing you, depends. Or this is someone that is being, well, they're being like spiritually brought to you. They're coming, they're out there in the world somewhere, and you're going to meet them if you don't already know them, but you'll be aware of them. Like, you know, another love, but one who will reciprocate. But it's saying almost like, are you ready for this person? Would you even be receptive? Do you even want them? What is it that my Taurus wants here? Or my Cross Watcher? What is it that you really want? Because it can't be accountability from this person. Not genuine accountability. I feel that some of you, if this resonates with you, you may have fallen for someone who has some pretty deep childhood wounds. And I think that I'm only able to feel that right now because I'm like staring into your soul basically, and I can almost feel this person through looking at you. And what I think I'm getting here is something that reflects something very similar that I've been through myself. So I don't know if someone here, well, they have a childhood wound, like a very deep childhood wound. It's not from just people who hurt them before y'all got together, or maybe y'all were each other's first. I don't know. But if they were with anyone before you, you know, it's not just from what went wrong in their prior relationships to you. Even if they allude to that being the case, it's actually not. It's something else that they haven't faced. They really haven't. Not really. They may be aware of it, but they haven't dealt with it. They don't understand. And if you weren't with anyone before each other and this was like y'all's first love, vice versa, I have a feeling this person tends to think of like everything else as the cause of why they are acting the way that they are. And if they do take accountability ever, I would question the authenticity of it, only because their actions have proven to go against their admission of their wrongs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this is a bad person. I'm just not sure, no matter how many times you have a conversation about it, that it's going to really do anything for them. I think that the ship has been ready to sail. And even if this is someone that's already like, y'all have been done and you've seen other people seeing someone now, they're seeing someone, but the energy is still there. The resentment is still there. The pain, and that's okay. I mean, yeah, the pain's still there from it. And it's harder because I feel like this person doesn't like even take accountability for what they've done. Not really. Now, let's say this doesn't resonate with you at all. This could be someone that you've gotten with. Maybe you're fine with your ex, but maybe they're not really fine with theirs. And it would be easy just to hear their side of things. But sometimes, you know, we also have to understand what happened on the other side as well. I mean, imagine if this was your ex and they're with someone now. Could be already, yes, that could be the case. Imagine what they're telling them about you. And if that person just believes them, not that you like care either way, but still, I mean, imagine that person doesn't know what you went through. That person has no clue. Somebody here could be making it as their ex never gave a shit about them or tried to control them all the time. I mean, we don't know. But that doesn't mean that's actually what happened. So you went through a lot here, I'll tell you that. Whoever I'm picking up on, I mean, it was like almost just like mental abuse, emotional abuse, push-pull like a motherfucker. Definitely a person felt like they were used here and manipulated. And so it's very, very difficult for someone to trust someone ever again, if they even will. Yeah. May have even got them to where it's like, I'm going to make a permanent decision with you, as in like having a child with you or children. And that way I will make sure I'm always connected to you, but meanwhile I don't actually love you. I mean, that is fucked up, you know what I mean? And then blaming you for it having happened or something like that. Something, or more than one child maybe even, or something, you know, I don't know. But someone here has been like really abused, really taken for granted and manipulated by someone, and it's not something that you just get over, you know. It's not something that you just, it doesn't matter how long, it doesn't matter if you're with someone new, there was someone new. The pain from that is difficult. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to know when you've got somebody who's there and willing to actually love you and reciprocate and treat you well, and someone who will communicate with you and be honest, like actually honest. I mean, you could have had somebody who was really good at manipulating too, who may have even made you think they were being honest. Like you could have, you know, there was a movie I saw not long ago with, it's an old movie, with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, I think when they were actually married, and they were very unhappily married, and they went to this ball and they had a lot of money, and I think he was like a doctor or maybe even something like that, I don't know, and they were like smoking weed together in their bedroom, and yeah, they were, and they were just talking, right? And she admitted to him that she found someone attractive before, and he was just listening, and like it was clear that they had been together a very long time, but that they both kind of wanted to explore other people, and they ended up in the end staying together, which I think they ultimately did for their daughter, for their child. They had a child together, and but ultimately they were both drawn to explore outside of one another. And they basically, especially her, she admitted it to him. She told him straight up, and I don't know if she said it to make him jealous, if she enjoyed fucking with his head, making him jealous. Now, remember, I'm just telling you what happened in the movie. This doesn't have to be what's going on with you. It could be a man who's fucking manipulated, enjoys making their woman jealous by talking about how another woman made them feel, or something like that. Do you see what I'm saying? Or rubbing another woman in their face, or I don't know who the woman is, man, woman, man, man, woman, woman, but I'm just giving the movie as an example because it's popping in my head. I can't remember the name of it. And so in the end, and I even wonder here if someone, because they love someone so deeply, if they've thought, well, in the end we'll come back to each other, even though we've both been with other people since the marriage didn't work out, or since we both went astray, but ultimately we'll probably get back together. But will it ever be the same? There will now always be that, like, I think someone here, it could be you, it's whoever really loved the other one here. It's like always kind of hoped that we would get back together, or you would come back to me, come home to me, and we would stay together. Maybe you just needed to see what else was out there. Maybe we got together too young, or maybe I was too hard on you, or it's like, that doesn't mean that you deserve to be treated that way. I don't think so. Now, I know damn good and well this is not everybody's story. And then if it does come back together, there's always going to be this, like, will it happen again? So I don't want to go way over, but I hope it made sense. Like, basically, to sum up this message, somebody gets you, whether it's your ancestors, your guides, your family, your best friend, your creator, someone who's pushing you to give yourself as much love and leeway and forgiveness as you've been willing to give another, and as much time as you've thought about them to think of yourself equally or even more. And when you're ready, the lessons may not disappear. My throat is getting scratchy, but hopefully the hold that that person inconspicuously and invisibly has on you will. Vice versa. Because it's time. I think it's time to let go all the way. If this is a current partner, someone's been holding on, been only focusing with what they have now, but there's been this voice on the inside, like kind of deep in there, is this really my person? Is this really my one? I want to like lead you up out of it. I know I can't, but I feel like if I could energetically just, I can see you in a room, or the energy of Taurus right now, or Crosswatcher, whoever this message is for, I can see them in a room, and it's like I could picture myself as the energy coming up and just kind of tucking you under my arm and saying, let's go this way. and then showing you what else is possible to experience than this. Why does it have to be this? Why? You know, I was such an alcoholic for so long that I didn't know or remember what life was like before I drank. So like the first, I know I said I would go, but when I first quit drinking, for the first year, it was really boring for me. Believe it or not, how weird, right? But I think it's because I had just gotten so used to always having a drink in my hand. You know, when you're acting, I don't know if you guys have ever done like theater in any way, but a lot of people like to have some sort of prop or something in their hands, or in movies when you see people with a cigarette or a glass, it helps them kind of ground them while they're acting. And you know, it's like, what would we do without that prop, without that person? What would we do without that drink, and without that, you know, that feeling and that love and that, you know, what would we do? And you find a way. That's what you do. You find a way. You create a new life for yourself. You just do. You make it happen. And at first it'll feel like, well, what do I do? I don't know. I mean, imagine if we all lost our phones and like all of the phones stopped working and none of us had a phone. What would we do? That's kind of how this is when it comes to a person. It's like, how would I live again? You just do. You didn't always have this individual. You were once born and came through this existence from your mother, whether through the belly or the lower region. You didn't have this person with you then. You didn't have this person until you met this person later in life, whatever age, whether you were a teenager, a little kid, or a grown adult. That's when you had the person. You had a life before them. Who is that person? Some of you, there's something specific here about animals, and I've been getting it, like, very, very specific here to do with animals. Maybe even quite literally animal eyes that are blue. And that's not going to resonate for everybody. If I think of an animal eye right off the top of my head that's blue, I'm thinking husky. I'm thinking of a husky. But it could be anything. Blue animal eyes. I don't know. Something about that. Anyways, alright guys. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.